To the show where you don't know if it's part of the show. Welcome to the show. If you don't know, it's part of the show.
Black coffee's what I need. Oh yeah. Oh, that's what I want to do. I need to share the show too. How do I share? It's as black as it can be.
Black tea, come on. Can't compare with me.
Won't compare with me.
Black tea, well.
How is the sound, please?
It's a cup of black coffee that a white man needs to see. Over there in America,
All right. Sharing this. I mean, you're the only one here. Of course, it's just you. Who was high on donut? What's going on, man? I've been getting such poor sleep recently. Hey, we got 3 people watching. The American Sleep 2 people. High on donut and premium out. And we just have 2 people. What I need. Hey, what's going on, Maria? Huh? Maria, I tried to send you pictures of my, well, unfortunately, right now she's not doing very well, but I bought a 91 Jeep Wrangler. It's pretty dope. I tried to send it to you, picture. This is, excuse me, a damn fine All right, so now for the next one, because you guys, look, you're my Smurf army. Like, you're not new here, okay? go out and get somebody to love and bring them over here. Or start talking to each other. Like, I don't want to be the only one talking. You know, like, let's have a conversation. Video file. Do that again. We got 5 people walking right. Okay, like, this is a 5-minute timer. Go out and recruit some Smurfs. Come on. So it should be. Let's go.
If it's part of the show, welcome to the show where you don't know if it's part of the show.
Yes, square headlights.
Welcome to the show.
I had your phone number the last time I had. Last time I texted you was the same phone number, so you might have. I don't know. Advertise it as a dating stream. Yeah, I've tried that. It doesn't work. Anyway, I was watching a live stream by Chuck Swindoll Jr. Chuck Swindoll Jr. is the son of one of the most well-known evangelical preachers of the last century. I saw Chuck Swindoll a few times when I was in Bible college in Chicago, and that was very much a big part of my upbringing. I was big, huge. They weren't televangelists, but they were strong pastors, and I really enjoyed their preaching style. So there was Chuck Swindoll, there was Charles Stanley, there was John MacArthur, there was Alex Day. There was, these other ones are more teachers after that, but those were really like, Alex Trebek was later on. But anyway, I was watching Chuck Swindoll Jr. and he's interacting with his audience, and I just felt like he's reinvented and I jumped on there and I tagged him. I'm like, hey, Chuck, do you ever let people on that conversation? He's a good gent, but I was just trying to make contact. My comment went by. He was tagging me. And so I just have a good guy. Yeah, I mean, I would looking forward to culture. Shout out to great little all right, next section is back. You would think with the I have 3,600 subscribers. 3,600 subscribers, and I can't get like it's not even giving me Sorry. Okay, I don't want anybody making any comments right now. Go invite others. Be my baby. Oh, baby. My baby, mine. See, you know what? I get more relaxed when I'm choked up, and my throat relaxes, and I can get a little bit baritone, maybe. I don't know. We should play that again, because there's only 2 people here. Who's here? Ian, are you here? Maria, are you still here? And Paul, I'm sure you're still here.
You know, this is, excuse me, a damn fine cup of coffee. A damn fine cup of coffee. A damn fine cup of coffee.
This surface only knows Azrael's. I don't know what you mean by that. What do you mean, this surface? Yeah, I see 5 watching, but I want people in the chat, right? So you're here, Paul. Maria's here. So there's 3 other people. No, actually, one of them's me because I got my window open. There's 2 other people. Hey, hi. Hi, how are you? I'm number 1 Smurf. Plain Reality's number 2 Smurf. And Maria is number 3 Smurf. And there's 5 Smurfs watching. So who the Smurf are you? Which Smurf are you? You can be a Smurf too. Join my Smurf army and then go out into the world and bring other people in so that you can have a conversation. And I mean, like, why are you here? And this is the thing that I don't get. And I'm ranting again, but I'm blaming on Mary Jane. You know what really chaps my Smurf? That I have to do this after 8 years to beg. Hit that Fonzarelli, right? The views have to match the likes. If I get 10 views, there should be 10 likes. Because the only people that are really going to show up and see stuff is if you're subscribed to me. And if you're subscribed to me, don't click on my video and come watch it unless you like it. Well, that's pretty arrogant of you. You think that we're just going to like everything that you produce? I don't give a shit. Dislike it. It's an algorithmic trigger. You like the show, you dislike the show. You make a comment. If there's nobody in the comment section, then just muscle your way in and say, first. Why didn't it start over?
Welcome to the show where you don't know.
All right, I'm going to go on mute and check the volume over here.
Welcome to the show. If you don't know, you don't know.
Can you guys hear the music? I just opened it up. This is so taxing on my nerves because I have to waste this kind of time. It's just like, why isn't it working? Why isn't it working? Live, like, this isn't even. Why is it not open? Well, open that. Open that open. But it's not opening Yes. I don't even fucking just forget it, man. Just forget it, man. Okay, can you guys hear me? All right. I still don't know why this isn't my mute's not turned on. Volume's up. No idea why I can't hear anything on this. It's a brand new day, and I thank myself. How would I do that? It's a brand new day, and I thank God for the weather. It's a brand new day, and I'm living it for my Lord. Come on, everybody. It's a brand new day, and I thank God for the weather, living each day by the promises in God's word. I got so many Christian pop praise Jesus songs in my head, man. Them's were good times. That was my existence, man. I loved it. I loved it. I love being a Christian. I loved it. I got to go to church. I never hated church. I would be able to just sleep on my dad's lap. He would stroke my hair, fall asleep. And then when I got old enough, I mean, old enough, I guess. When I got interested enough, I would just read the book of Revelation, or I would read the Bible while in church. And like I'd be listening. But like I never didn't want to go to church. I always wanted to be at church. I had friends at church. I had major crushes at church. Major crushes. Tammy, you know who you are. And just great times, man. Great times. Absolutely loved every single adult. Every single adult I knew in that church, I loved as a human being and as a Christian and as a brother and sister in Christ and all that kind of stuff. But like Ron Burr, Linda Burr, like Linda. Okay, this was my existence, right? Think of the band Heart, and you have Nancy and Ann Wilson. The two smoking hottest smoke shows in rock and roll history, in my opinion. You got Grace Slick. Yeah, she's great. Grace Slick, whatever. And then you got Linda Ronstadt. Linda Ronstadt is a smoke show, but she wasn't exclusively rock and roll, right? But picture Ann and Nancy Wilson. Tight smoke shows. And I'm a young kid, and you've got MILFs that didn't exist. Like the term didn't exist, but they were gorgeous. So that's Linda Burr, and then that's Sharon Deutsch, and these two beautiful people. To me as a kid, right? They were very, very loving, very caring, and you wasn't until you're older and an adult when you kind of like see behind the curtains in everybody's life. And look, I would love to peer back into my existence and look behind the curtain and watch myself as a bystander and go, well, you were fucked up, dude. I mean, like, I don't remember, you know what I mean? Like there's a comedian that I like a lot. He is very intelligent, and he is very funny. And his name is Pete Holmes. Pete Holmes. And he says, you ever come home after a party and you just throw your keys on the table and you look at yourself in the mirror and you think, well, I'm not for everybody. But at the same time, I do have social activities and I do have social groups here in this smallest fucking town I've ever lived in my existence. And I love this place, and I know people here, and they love me, and I love them. And we're growing more and more in love with each other. You know, my friend Brandon is just this fucking, just a bear, just a bear. And, I have very deep philosophical conversations. He's a spiritual thinker. He's very, very intelligent. And he's a beekeeper. He's a businessman, Hey, what's going on, Andrew? What's going on, man? You want to join the show? Anyway, how's my what shall I say? How's my audio? All right, I'm just gonna do this. I am going to start. I'm going to start a question and answer. I'm going to start a poll. Okay, Andrew. I know Andrew has. Look, Andrew. Who's tomorrow night? You know what I'm talking about. That channel for tomorrow night? Because today's Saturday. Tomorrow's Sunday. It's the other guys. That's the other. What's that? I don't remember. I need you, Andrew. Like, audio good, no roboting so far. Sweet, awesome. I have been having the worst time sleeping in the past like 2 weeks. And you know what, Andrew? Honestly, it's because I started waking up to go on the that has fucked up my that is Walt. I'm channeling Walt when I'm doing that because he always does that when he says fucking, that's fucked up. He always emphasizes the fuck part, if you know what I'm talking about. Oh, there he is.
And I'm here, but for some weird reason, my webcam is not working. So,
hey, man, what's going on? Can you hear me?
I can, loud and clear.
Sweet. Can hear you too, man. Thanks for showing up.
Awesome. Yeah, so
what you up to?
I am in the process of heating up some food right now, or cooking food, and then also listening to different people on live streams and things like that.
Yeah, like what? Who's going on that you are listening to right now?
You.
Yeah, but you said people. You said live streams. This is just one. So, like, what other ones were you checking out before I came across your?
Well, Discord is actually a pretty good one.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people that do YouTube and Rumble.
Hey, share the show over there, man. Por favor.
I probably could.
I know you could. Like, right? Don't be hiding behind this screenshot here of this clandestine ops. Like, you're my Smurf, man. Right?
Okay.
Come on, Andrew Smurf, get out there and go get some Smurfs, man. Quit smurfing around. Ryan, I don't know what happened to Brandon because I have tried to contact him. I don't know. It's been like probably 3 years since I gave up, but I have no idea. Don't know. Like, man, like I just want him to have just walked away and said, you know what? I have more to do with my life. Right. I'm very happy with where my trajectory is in my existence right now. I still think flat Earth is important. I'm not going to walk away from it. But maybe Brandon just said, I'm going to focus on my family. I hope that's, you know what I mean? I hope that's the case. Andrew, did you ever know the Brandon's show? Am I talking? Yeah.
Sorry, I had to run to my kitchen real quick because I had.
Okay, yeah, no worries. Did you ever? Were you ever watching Ranty and Brandon?
Ranty and Brandon, yes, both.
Yeah.
So when it came to Ranty, he was in the. Oh, shit. I'm getting a phone call. I'm sorry.
All right, no worries. right, so I'm just warming up. Warming up. Hey Ryan, so tell us about yourself, man. What are you where are you from? What are you doing? So what I'm going to do, I suppose, I'm going to play I'm going to play Moncham's oh, there's his oh, also, what? Did you guys hear that? Why can't I not? Yeah, what part of Pennsylvania? That's where my ex is from. You ever hear of Millersburg? Right above Harrisburg a bit, about 28 miles, or at least a half an hour drive. Okay. Why isn't that going to open? There it is, right here. StreamYard. Oh, there it is. Okay, I have it open already. Okay, share screen. Well, yeah, man. That's right near where my ex was like an hour away. I got 2 kids at Messiah University. You know where that's at? All right, let's see if this works. Like, it's not bringing up the window. Can you see it? This is not what I want. Okay, stop that. It's so wild that this gets complicated when it shouldn't be. It should not be a complicated. Oh, that's what it was. Nice. I'm gonna get this this bird right there is flying. So those are wings. Take these broken wings and learn to fly again. Learn to live so free. All right, this is where I was paused before. So I saw the little bird here, right? So the little bird here, saw that bird here, and then saw this one that was bigger. So I'm like, how is this bigger? It's higher, and so the wings are out. It's flying, right? So if you go all the way back, you can see a good. Oop, there's one going right there. You can see a pretty good, like right there. That's like an L shape, right? A little bit better there. Oh, that one before was pretty good. Right there. All right. So I was ranting before about this because I think this is as close to a Monet or, infinite intelligence, infinite awareness, IA, infinite awareness, I am infinite awareness. My infinite awareness has a deep, infinitely deep appreciation for this. I think outside of, like really sexy nudes, this is absolutely gorgeous. Like I would rather look at this than a nudie. I mean, just look at the side of the mountain here, all these crags and lines. I mean, look at this. Look how clear, right? Look how clear
this image is. Do you understand? If you're listening to the sultry sound of my voice, do you understand that the water beyond this boat doesn't slope down on the other side, right? Because otherwise you'd be looking at a mountain that's lower than you right now. That doesn't happen with water. Why? Because water rises level. Right? Do you know how absurd it is to suggest the fact, look at, we have a direct line of sight. Would you not agree out there, my smurfing audience? I would feel very comfortable that we have a direct line of sight to the hull of the ship. Right? So if this ship didn't know that it was that close to the edge, I mean, like, man, if I knew, if I just, you just go, right? There's no fucking brakes, man. If this world, it can't have, you just, water flows, man. Water would flow. Like, I had a conversation with a woman on the Chesapeake Bay. And we were looking out across, and there was a mirage. So the water had a limit. She couldn't see the water anymore, but she could see the land 9 miles away. Just like this. Except this is 23 miles away-ish, right? The plane, the plane of the surface over which Paul is aiming his camera is parallel. He's looking out into the distance, and guess what the distance does? It converges right there in the middle. Everything, listen to me very carefully, cut this part out, make shorts out of this. Everything, okay, Mesa Lane. First of all, look at how beautiful these lines are. Look at this. Look at that. Look at that. Look at these columns. I've been down on this beach and there's just detritus, right? There's just flotsam and jetsam and massive logs. Massive logs. Forts. People build forts and they burn shit. This is 7 miles away-ish. 7 miles, 6 miles. You see this little line right there? That's where the water ends. Why do you think that is? You see this little white line right here? That's a jetty. It's not a pier. It's a bunch of rocks. It's called a jetty there in the States. That's 6 miles away. Okay, let's go out right here. Boop. And then whatever at this, now we're going to go over here. And there's a white dot there. And there's maybe the channel markers right there, perhaps. Probably is right. No, it might be right there. But we're going to go all the way over to this sailboat. How far away do you think that is? You want to take a guess, right? So, yeah, how far away is the sailboat from us? Let's say 7 miles. So that would make this distance from the jetty to the sailboat a mile. Now, then, that means 7 miles of distance has to be squashed into this compressed, this infinite line of energy. The cessation, the limitation of this observation is created by one thing and one thing only. all you Globeflake science warriors, never go full GSW. You Globeflake science warriors need to understand the limitation to or the extension of your visibility is caused by one thing: the aether. A point of clarification needs to be made. Everything above the ground that is the infinite vacuum of space, and I just mean vacuum in the sense like there's just open space. Check 1 2, check 1 2.
Yo, you there?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, man. I've just jumped on real quick because you got a black screen, bro. We're trying to tell you in the chat. I'm still doing a bunch of food prep at the moment, but we got a black screen, man. We've had a black screen for like
All
10
right,
minutes.
well, that stinks.
Yeah. So we're over there in the chat talking about the black hole we're looking at.
All right,
staring
here we
into
go.
the
I'm just going to
abyss.
share the entire screen. I should have just done that, dude, the first time. All right.
All right, cool. I'll be back in a bit, man. I got
All right, thanks. Yeah. Okay, I can
No
start the rant
worries.
over. I'll try to be a little more calm, cool, and collected about it right now. Broad, drop that down. Andrew, are you back? All right. So the thing that I was looking at, I will just check my channel real quick. Yeah, I still don't have any volume. I don't have any volume over here. It's really weird. All right, turn the mic off there. I just texted him. Oh, did you? Where's my phone? I didn't get your text. Okay. You guys can see my screen? Okay, good. Hey, Bandsaw, what's going on, man? How you doing? If you want to join, I'll put the link back in. Hey, Ryan, you're not blue, man. So how long have you been subscribed? And all that good stuff. What am I doing? Sharing the. Oh yeah, that's what I was doing. Invite. If anybody wants to join, I can let you in. But if I don't know you, I need you on camera. Alrighty. So I'm going to jump back over here. I really want to understand because I don't have a auxiliary plug on my computer, so I have no idea. Oh, you know what? Let me try to see if maybe another channel will make noise. Man, I got no audio over here. Okay, well, it is what it is. You subscribed back in Randy's days? Okay. Cool. Okay, so now I guess. Oh. Okay. Gonna go back to my channel. The good thing about that post-production is that in the video, I can edit the part that was blacked out because it was just this single screen right here. Okay. All right. So we have everything right here. I can go back and just when we look at the contrasting captures that Paul has accomplished, we can see all the way down to the shoreline, right? This is where the shoreline is, okay? In a world that exists where the laws, okay, I know that there's nobody trolling or whatever. The laws of physics do not include perspective as a physical law, which it absolutely is. Because everything you see as you are looking over the surface of this water, everything that you see is affected by light, and light is physics. Okay? So there's no escaping the fact that when you have something illuminated for you to observe, and you can see things in the distance, and they don't always look the same. And so then you have to perhaps scratch your head and wonder why you're seeing what you're seeing, right? Okay? Listen, please, people, please. I'm so happy that you're here. Please go get more people. Please share. I need to share this on Facebook right now. Andrew, are you back yet, man? Glitching out on the share. It is windy as a mother scratcher. I've tried to contact God and tell her that she left the turbines on. It's fucking crazy outside. Windy as a mother scratcher. Oh, I forgot to get hot water. Anyway, I think I was saying at one point that I've been getting horrible sleep for the past couple of weeks. And I'm riding on fumes right now, and I was starting to crash. And I'm like, you know what? I think I'm going to try to get high, and I'm going to drink coffee. And I'm cranked right now. Made some incredible mocha. Oh, baby, baby, I love you way every day. Ooh, wanna tell you I love you way. Okay, share. Okay, I'm alive. All right, now. If you wanna hang out, dun, 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 dun.
Travis.
What? Yeah, what's going on, man?
Hey, sorry, it's awkward when I get
Andrew, no, listen to me, man. Listen, it's perfectly fine that you had a phone call. Okay, but you showed up right now, interrupting me, and you didn't bring anybody with you, man. Go get some Smurfs, man. Go share this on Earth Awakenings. That's all the one place, dude. One place. That's it.
All right. Let me copy.
I mean, at least I'm not going to engage trolls.
Yeah, there's a lot of those around.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, I got one more thing I would want to share with some people, maybe. All right, I'm not going to do that right now. I don't want to keep doing it. Okay, going back to the screenage that I got right here. I was saying before that I find this just as beautiful as, Pamela Anderson back in the day, or this French Swiss nude that there was a ski hut in my small town where we never had snow. I was Ventura, and we had a ski hut, and it was a bitchin' ski hut, man. It had, all the great stuff. K2, Rosignol, Solomon, just, man, I loved snow skiing. Absolutely love it. Anyway, the guy in there had risque posters, right? There was one poster, because it was a ski hut, it was also water skis. So you had O'Brien's and whatever else is O'Connelly's, right? So then you had everything. You had wet and snow. And so the smell in there, man, just all the polyurethane, but what are ropes made out of?
Polypropylene.
It's called polypropylene, right? Anyway, so this guy had posters all up on the wall, and there was this one of this really fast speedboat, like a muscle speedboat. I don't know if they have muscle speedboats, but they should, right? Because those things are bitching. But I'm not talking about a cigar boat. I'm talking about like a fucking this thing is like a fucking just like a little like a spacecraft. It's so flat, and like when you're sitting in the seat, the captain's seat, it's like up to your rib or low as your rib. So like you're looking like it's just like, and I have this picture of me on my uncle's lap, and I'm like 2 or 3 years old, and my hair was just long, and it was just flying because my hair's just. Anyway, so there's this water skiing poster, and this chick's topless, and one of her breasts is up and one of her breasts is down. And so it says ups and downs. That was just the caption, ups and downs. But there was this seductress of a woman with like Michelle Pfeiffer eyes, and she was crawling like a cougar, and she had ski boots on, and she had this crop top that cut her boobs in half, and she's, hanging. And man, can you imagine? I'm like, I'm 8, 9 years, 10. Like this thing was up there the entire teenage, prepubescent. I just always worshipped this goddess. So probably 10 years ago when I was trucking, my company was, they had a client that was I think it's called World Books. So they were donated. You donated your books. I found so much porn in these massive gaylords, these huge gaylords just filled with books and books and books and books. But I came across this massive stash of just Playboys from like the 80s and 70s. You goddamn bet I looked through it. I found this woman in one of those magazines in that same pose. And it was like Angel in a centerfold, man. It was just awesome.
Dude, this is a topic I've been wanting to bring up for a while, but usually I think people will be off-put by it. It's about the history.
Wait, hold on real quick. Check. I got an echo. Hello. Check.
Let me double check my audio settings.
I didn't hear it with you, man. I only heard it with me. So I think I got it.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
So, I write trivia questions and shit like that, right? So,
yeah.
The history of pornography. That's one of the topics I basically stopped trying to put into my trivia questions. But going back to the late 1800s, I think, when cinematography was actually becoming, somewhat prevalent. Well, back then you couldn't even, like, women couldn't even show like their ankles and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
But nowadays, if you move forward and forward and forward and forward through every single decade, it's just become way, way more. I'm not even sure what the word for it is. Like, oh, what men and women won't do anymore. Well, they're doing it now.
Where is this you're seeing this?
It's just me doing a research on the history of pornography.
Okay, but you were saying, I'm sorry. I'm getting distracted. I'm watching this video by Paul. It's absolutely fucking gorgeous. I don't think I have ever seen such a clear shot to and beyond. That you can see the waves breaking beyond the breaking waves. Okay, it sounded like you were putting words into a person's mouth about pornography, and I just want to make sure I was hearing you.
Well, you brought it up, and this is actually a very clear and interesting, and pornography is probably way less interesting than looking at what you're showing.
I mean, look, man, like I said, I will never, ever turn down a woman who wants to lie naked next to me, but I'm not going to be looking at porn. I'm looking at this, and this makes me happier than I can ever tell you, man. Like, it's like, interpret this. Do you know how to interpret this, Andrew? Because I do. I know what I'm looking at. And I'm not trying to say, like, if you don't know, blah, blah, blah. That's not my point. My point is, if you don't understand Picasso, if you don't understand Monet, if you don't understand Rembrandt, if you don't understand Smith and Wesson, if you don't appreciate the beauty of the machine or whatever it is, like you and electricity, man, right?
Yep.
Like, I don't know that shit. Like, I need to, like, sit down at your feet and you point and you said this and that and the other. I'm like, wow. Like, but I'm not going to, like, if you look at something, like, tell me what you have that makes you, like, ecstatic the way I'm ecstatic, like with electricity. Because I know you like it, or teaching or whatever. Like, what gets you going?
Well, that's a multifaceted question, but either way, in regards to this particular video, it's paused. Oh, is it paused or not paused? Either way,
I just started it up again.
Yeah, when it comes to electricity doesn't really come into play so much at the moment, but into fluorescence of air molecules, yeah, that's definitely a factor.
I'm going to go back to
where is this?
Where we're watching right now?
Yeah.
Okay, man. If you aren't subscribed, let me go get his channel real quick. This is Pablo's dog. His channel is Pablo's Dog Mirage. But if you're going to search for it, anybody out there listening to the sultry sound of my voice, please go. When I post this, if you do not visit and like and subscribe and all that shit, unsubscribe from me. Okay. I'm going to put this in the chat, and this is his channel. But if you are going to look for him or whatever, you always have to put in Pablo's Dog Mirage. Otherwise, you're never going to find him. But man, oh man, this is gorgeous footage right here. Link address. Go back to the channel.
Yeah, I've got some of this stuff as well, and I've shared it with a lot of Glovers, flat earthers, and people in between. And I, unfortunately,
subscribe or go home, Smurfs.
Oh, soul.
Horizon porn. That's awesome.
I like it.
That is awesome, Maria. You are awesome. Okay, so Andrew.
Yes, sir.
I need your help. Because the limitation to the surface over which we are looking, when you can see it like electric, I'm just going frame by frame right now,
Yep.
This is like just electricity flowing. This is energy in the air. And hold on real quick. I'm going to sit here for a second. You see how it's moving like right there? You can just see how it's just going zzz.
Yep.
Like if you think about it, just going zzz. Like that is the limitation of the electrical field through which you are looking, right? That's it. Because how do we know that? Because that's not the way this always looks. And every point at which you are seeing the limitation of your ability to look over the surface of the water, and if we were to look at the comparative footage that Pablo's has, when you can see the other shore, that's a farther. That extends your visibility farther, but then it's limited, right? How do we know it's limited? I still can't see. Like the water doesn't go up and up and up and up and up, right? We got a mountain there in the distance, right? So, the limitation of this right here has been scientifically classified. It's called sinking. You know why we can't see the rest of this? It's because it's on the other side of the horizon, and that's the limitation of your visibility to the platform, because 60 feet's missing. And we have this accusation, where's the 60 feet? Where's the 60 feet? It is, think about it this way. This is very abstract, okay? Try to follow me. I'm not just whoever's out there. We are looking, hold on just real quick. We are looking 50 miles away. The shoreline, do you know where the shoreline is? It's right here. It's right there. That's 50 miles of distance going electrically, electromagnetically, or whatever. But now, let's say that this was a, like a something on the shoreline, and I could actually have the ability to zoom in and bring it to us and see and say, look, this is the shoreline right there. This is what it looks like at this angle. This is what it looks like. It's all compressed. Science has this designated, but then they don't apply it to this instance because they've got this programming to where they see the horizon, and that's where the Earth curves away. I was telling this anecdote before. I had a conversation with a woman while I was photographing. I had two cameras up. She said, "What are you photographing?" I said, "You really want to know?" She said, "Yeah." So I said, "Can you see, how far away can you see that water go?" So she looked and she's like, "Well, it looks like it stops." I'm like, "Does it look like you're looking to the other shoreline?" And I knew that she couldn't see the other shoreline. Why? Because there was a mirage there. Now, had it been a day where the conditions were different and I've got a direct line of sight to that shoreline 9 miles away, which is impossible, she said, "It looks like the water stops." And I said, "Yeah, that's called the horizon." She said, "Yeah." I said, "Do you know what people think about that?" She said, "What?" I said, "You see those boats right there?" I said, "Can you see the whole boat?" She goes, "No." I said, "People think that those boats are on the other side of the horizon." She said, "What?" And I said, "Yeah." She goes, "Wouldn't they slide down the other side?" I didn't even have to say anything. She drew that conclusion herself because she's an intelligent person, just like every 7-year-old is. But she'd been so far removed from the narrative that she was able to be, and that happened to me. I was so far, because I was a seminarian, right? I studied theology. I hadn't thought about gravity and shit for who knows the fuck how long. And then all of a sudden, I'm driving down the truck, 18, whatever. I'm not a country music singer or a listener. And I'm listening because I was still a Christian at the time. I'm listening to this sermon by a guy who was geocentric. And never heard him talk about it before, but he was preaching on Ephesians 5, where St. Paul says to husbands and wives, do not let the sun go down on your anger. Do not let the sun go down. So he talked eloquently about how husbands and wives ought to love each other and never let, grudges be extended into. I don't think, I'm not going to get off on that. Grudges should never be extended farther than your happiness, right? Like, let your happiness be the limitation of the grudge, okay? So he got to the, he's talking about husbands and wives and all that kind of thing. He goes, now, you guys know I'm a geocentrist. I'm like, what? This is when I converted. I converted within the next 30 seconds. And he goes, Paul says here, do not let the sun go down. I want to talk to you a little bit about the way things look in the sky and the way things are. So he starts talking about how the sun doesn't go down. It just simply goes away. And my mind went, because that's the truth. And I heard it for the first time. And praise Allah. Praise Buddha. Praise, who else can I be? Philip Hoffmore Seaman. That's not it. Philip Seaman.
Whoa, that's a little bit of a stretch, man. Come on. What the fuck? He was on heroin.
No, he did. He's not dead, man. Heath Ledger's not dead. Chris Cornell's not dead. Those guys are not dead.
Oh, okay.
Who was the last guy that committed suicide or whatever? Anyway, so I'm trying to look for help to just like figure out what's like the best way to say these things, because if if I were to bring up Andrew Thomas Young's research, if you guys want to talk, I'm going to be looking up stuff. I'm going to go on mute. Paul, are you here? No. Do you want to talk about something, Andrew? I'll listen, but I'm going to be looking up this stuff real quick.
You talked about like 10 different topics.
But you can bring up the porn thing again, man. Like, you were saying something and I got lost, and I was trying to hear what you were saying again, but then we just got to, whatever. If you want to bring that back up, go ahead and make your point.
Yeah, that's fine. So the pornography thing, back when you and I were children, I mean, you're, I don't know, a decade ahead of me. Well, what did we have? Like Playboy, maybe Hustler or Penthouse or something like that. And it was pretty rare if you'd ever see something.
Yeah, Penthouse. I mean, I had access to that shit when I was 8.
Yeah, so the point is, it's become, I think it's bad, really, really bad in regards to children, because their parents are giving them cell phones and probably not even giving them restrictions to their cell phones. They can just go on to different things like Pornhub and I don't even know, like 10,000.
Yeah, I mean, look, man.
Websites. Yeah.
Oh my God. Listen, man. In all honesty, I think the worst abuse I ever experienced, unfortunately, was just by like the law of unintended consequences, right? My stepfather had porn. My uncle had porn all over his garage, just naked women, blonde-haired, blonde muffins, and I was just red muffins and blonde muffins and everywhere. Just, I was 8 years old, and it destroyed me, man. Destroyed me. Like, I didn't know how to handle that shit, go through puberty and like, nobody talked to me about sex. Nobody talked to me about whatever. And then so then you're growing up as a Christian on top of that, where you've got to control your lust. And I understand, I agree with all of that, right? I agree with the morality of self-control and governing yourself and all that kind of stuff. But the two narratives of trying to understand what my existence was as a 8 to however old, how does that fit into the struggle of this, where I don't want to do this, but there's like this uncontrolled, like there's this fucking voice in my head and I obey it. I listen to that voice and I want to do what that voice says, but then sometimes I don't, and it won't stop talking to me. and it won't stop.
I totally understand. I think everyone that is, I'm not really sure how the age range goes because it fluctuates between different men and women, or young boys and girls. But that's when like puberty starts to evolve, and that's where I would say that all of a sudden a boy will wake up one day, he's got a fucking erection, and all of a sudden a young girl will wake up and all of a sudden she has her period for the first time, and all of a sudden these different dynamics start to come into play. And I think that's where the pornography industry has capitalized on it. And I know it's, I'm not trying to bring it into a pedophilia or pedophilic type of situation, but they have dominated that culture. And I'm going to say it is mostly associated with people with small hats. It's kind of fucked up, but that's
Well, I mean, that's neither here nor there per se. I mean, there's so much, there's so much that goes on. What's that?
It's the industry.
Yeah, but
Pornhub? Who owns Pornhub? It's a rabbi.
I think I've seen, huh?
It's a Canadian rabbi. Owns Pornhub.
Yeah, I think I remember hearing that.
Yeah. So,
yeah, but look, did you fact check that, man?
He said it himself on a live stream.
Well, okay, so there. Listen, man, you don't have to chuckle at me. Look, I'm just asking you because I don't know, right? I haven't seen that live, right? So I didn't see it.
Gotcha.
Right, hold on, just stop talking. I was trying to open that up so I could share the show. Yeah, man, I wasn't trying to step on your toes per se. I was just like saying, I hear about the Jews. I don't know anything about that. Like, but my point was going to say that it's not just them, it's the entire government because of everything that we have allegedly. Again, I don't fact check this, but it doesn't surprise me. I wouldn't put it past them. We know about false flags. We know about all of these deceptions that happen at certain levels, and there's compartmentalization and a lot of kind of stuff. All of that stuff is logical, common sense. It just makes sense. We know the United States ate up Tom Cruise's American-made movie, where they show you the representation in Arkansas, the governor, Bill Clinton. I don't think that was who it was. I can't remember if that's exactly who it was in the movie or if it was somebody else. But that's the depiction. Like, that's what Bill Clinton was doing before he became president. He was smuggling in cocaine with the CIA. And they made a movie out of it. And then
what movie was that? I missed them. What movie was I must have missed that.
It's called American Made. It's a pretty good movie.
Oh, that one. Yeah. With Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah, with Barry whatever his name is.
Barry. That's right. Yep.
But yeah, I don't want to divert from things too much because you have something presented.
No. Listen to me. I'm going to stop you right now.
Sure.
Please don't ever make it, just bring it up. You're not stepping on my toes. If I wanted to start talking about something, I'll wait until we're done and bring it up or whatever.
Gotcha.
So you got the show. It's all yours.
Well, okay. So what you have here on the screen, I need to enlarge this a little more for myself.
Are you sharing your show? Are you sharing your screen?
No, I'm just looking at what you're sharing.
Oh, okay. So you want to talk about that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is basic trig functions. Like go to 0.
Here, let me.
I think it says 0.
Can you see it? Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I have it.
Let me know what you want.
All right, so we have 0, which will still have an arctangent to it that has a -1 to a +1, and then the other one, I think it says a 2. It's a little blurry, but it makes sense to a -2. So the arctangent will definitely be changing.
Okay, can I slow you down? Because look, man, I want to understand what you're saying. So when you say the arctangent will be, you said changing?
Yes.
Okay, so can you, like, what do you mean by that?
Okay. So uh, it works easier if you actually use it from a central point on, so that the entire arc right here, like the big bold line.
Yeah.
All right. So
Do you know what that is?
well, that's the outside portion of a, not a
Yeah,
sphere.
I think okay. Okay.
Just a
I just
circle.
want to make sure I just want to make sure that you understand what you're looking at.
I do. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
A
So
lot of it,
the arc is changing. You said the arctangent is going to change. I'm sorry. Like, help me understand what you, I really want to understand it. So go ahead. Go.
okay. So yeah, if you're going to be doing it from a central point, you have to be drawing a direct line with an arc from a central point, and then from there, what you have to do is have an interception type of a line. Am I confusing anyone?
Yeah. I don't understand anything you just said. Honestly, I'm not trying to be a dick. I do not understand anything you just said. Let me just real quick run through what I understand, and then you maybe, like, if you feel like you can jump in and stop me or maybe add to what I'm saying, right? So this is the cone of vision that a person has. This is a person's eyeball. This is horizon. This is where he can see the limitation of his vision. That's what 0 is. That is right there, bonk, ground zero out there. Anything above it is positive. Anything below it is the floor coming to you, which is then designated by the -3 and the -4. Because here is where you can see the top of this target, and here is where you can see the limitation of the floor, right? So this is above the surface, and then this is across the surface. So you've got 10 kilometers, right? So we're looking over an extended plane that converges, just like physics teaches us, shows us in perspective, which is a law of physics.
Agreed.
Okay. So the very top of this is our target. This is, let me see if I can switch back. This, okay? This target right here, we can only see this much. This much is hidden. That's this. Except what you will never ever see with Andrew Thomas Young is the Muppet vision. What's that called when we look that way? When you look left or right, huh?
I'm confused. When you look left and right, opposite.
Yeah, when it's not like you're looking straight ahead. When you look straight ahead, you're just looking at one point. But when you you can't see yourself from the side when you're looking at side on. What the hell is that word?
Oh, I think it starts with an O, but
anyways, you know what I'm talking about. So what you'll never see is you will never see them show you how an object in the distance can be compressed into infinity. But that's what that is. They just think the edge and the limitation of their vision is the curve, where it's actually the compression of all of that space in these conditions, looking through this medium across the Channel Islands on the Pacific Ocean. Everything past this, well, not even past this, right here, the entire platform is right there. Okay.
That was one thing I was going to ask you, if this was a platform or if that was a tanker. Sometimes it's kind of hard to distinguish, but this is off the Channel Islands. I was stationed in Ventura, Portland Navy. So yeah, Good to know.
Yeah, you would have been able to see platform Gina and Grace and Gilda from Port Hueneme. I was shooting south. You would have been looking north. If you would have been mindful and thought about it, back in the day, looking out over the Channel Islands, because I'm sure you saw the islands, right?
Yeah.
Platform Gina. I got an echo. Maybe check your mute.
Yeah. I had my phone was still on, so I just turned that right down. The word you're looking for before was orthographic.
Orthographic, thank you. Yeah, and Andrew, you were correct. It started with an O. Right? So what he's showing you right here is an orthographic view. He's showing you an orthographic view of what you see above the target, which is the air. And then that little, that little snippet right here is just the very top of the target. Now, I don't know how to tell everyone out there, this is all bullshit. I have Andrew Thomas Young's emails where he says to me I'm sorry, I'm just going to put it into my own, this is all bullshit. This is just stuff that he did the best he could because they don't know what the fuck is out there. I did the best I could. You're taking me too serious. Don't you know how to understand language? He's like, this stuff should never be taken seriously. I'm like, where do you fucking say that anywhere in this content? People are coming to this guy because of the trolls who just slurp on Andrew Thomas Young's appendage. And they send them here and they look at this stuff and they go, look, there it is. There's all the math. Looks like, there it is. And I have his emails where he disavows, if not, well, in my opinion, because he disavows any of it, it's all disavowed. So this is the limitation of the floor here. When you look out over, like, what would it look like if you were standing here? What would the floor look like to you? Here it is. You're looking over. You see this? This is called perspective. This is called foreshortening, where you have this distance and this distance represented by this space, and then it gets smaller and smaller, closer and closer. Just like these, you see, like these lines right here, if we backed away another 10 kilometers, you know what that looked like, dude? Looked like just like that, bro. And that's what happens that's what light does, man. It just goes, and it just goes, it just shuts off and the reason why this target looks the way it does above the air is because you're looking through a medium. And the limitation of the floor here is closer to you in this situation because sinking brings the floor up higher, which I call proximate looming because that's what it's doing. It's looming up the floor over what you're looking so that, I did this. I thought that was a great presentation when I got my cribbage board out, right? Oh, I'm just going to get my cribbage board. Everybody should play cribbage, right? Okay. You've got these spacers here, right? Count them all. If I lower them, tell me at which point everything up here starts to, like, you can't, like, watch this, right? You see this pivot here? Here's an orthographic demonstration, everybody. This distance right here, you see this? Like, this is 10 kilometers. Here's your target. Sometimes the floor goes like this. But here's the whole target. Right? Whatever. Sometimes refraction looms up the floor. That's this. It's just that they think the earth is curved, and so it's just like it just cuts off their ability to think. But when you stand there and then you see, like Paul shows us in the other images, we can see all of this and beyond. Oh, but that's refraction, because refraction has the ability to make a convex surface sometimes extend, and so then all of a sudden now you can't see this, and then all of a sudden you can. But guess what happens? You see this distance here, this arc here? Guess what happens when you flatten an arc? You get more distance. Right? So this is the entire distance all the way across, 50 miles. This is 50 miles. And sometimes it goes like this, and you can't see my ugly face. But that's still 50 miles. See? Shoreline. Can't see the shoreline. Everything changes. The limitation. If you're going to, listen, man, this is how simple this is, man. You see this? This is 50 miles. Sometimes you can't see my face because the ether band raises up the floor. I've done a proof of concept. I've proved this. And I've raised up the distance and cut it off. But that doesn't mean the distance still doesn't exist, right? I can't see the shoreline. Where's the shoreline? How much time do you have? Because it's going to take, I didn't know any of this stuff, man. I had to watch nature lift her skirts and show me her glory. And that's my porn. Yeah, it's coming back around. All right, you guys talk.
Yeah, well, you're pretty much on point, man. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, when you're showing your little cribbage thing there, the only way that I would change that slightly is that, remember, as you're seeing less, is because that horizon's coming closer to you.
Yeah, right. Okay, so that's the other aspect.
But you can't mimic that in your cribbage thing. Like, that's a little bit hard. That's a bit awkward to mimic that with the cribbage thing.
Yeah, for sure, because it's a constantly adjusting screen. Like I have footage, right? I mean, you guys have hopefully seen it. So this is the target out in the field, and I'm filming it. And it goes like this. Within a matter of like 5 minutes, it changes its physical location in real time. And I didn't know until I watched it in like 8 times the speed. Like I had to see things move, and it was like, I'm like, what? This thing's moving? I thought my camera was falling up, right? Because that's what would have to happen, because if something drops, this has got to go up, which doesn't make any sense. My camera can't. First of all, the lens is fully extended. Its mass is not going to be falling. It's going to be falling backwards. It'll be falling forwards. And so then you see everything out there change and go like this and like this and like this. And it's just,
Yeah, I had that for a while. I thought that I was, that my cameras were actually moving as well there for a while.
Yeah,
until
it's
I realized,
really bad.
hold on, no, my cameras are stable. It's the entire scene in the background is actually moving up and down. But it's not that the scene is moving up and down, but it's when it's that horizon extends or comes closer. As it comes closer, the whole scenery drops, and as it extends, the scenery raises.
Yeah. So, Andrew, are you still here, man? So right here, I can see a bit of like a white line at the focal point, right? Like that's the electric energy that's there. That's the limitation of our optical physics. So right here above the breakers, these are the waves. This is probably high tide. So the jetty, I was wrong before. I was calling this the jetty itself, but these are the waves. Can you see the waves right here above the white line? Do you see that little like blue right there? Like that's farther distant waves. Watch when he zooms in. You can see these motherfuckers. Like you can't see those waves right now. That just looks like a of water. That's just water. But when he zooms in, you can see those farther waves coming this direction.
It's crazy how blue the water is this day.
This is an amazing. Look at these birds in the distance over here, man. Look at this bird right here. Like this stuff to me, I'm looking in a microscope to me. Like this is looking into Whoville. Yeah, when he zooms in, man, I was just blown. I was just gobsmacked. Here we go. And you can see these surfers too. Watch for these surfers in front of the breakers, man. I don't know how good it is on my, let me,
No, it's not too bad.
Yeah, I'm going to,
yeah, you can see that a lot better now. Yeah, you can definitely see the waves back there.
I'm gonna get us out of the way and just make the screen full for a second. All right. I mean, look at the surfers right here. You see them coming up and down right here. You can just see the waves rolling right here.
Yeah, you can see them rolling in the background there.
Yeah.
You can see his little white buoy there as well.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen it like this. This is just I'm just absolutely, look at that wave cresting in there in the back. Whew. That is gorgeous. But yeah, so then if you think about it this orthographically, like how would this look orthographically? You would draw this distance from, like if we were out here in the water and we took a picture from where Paul sets up and we got down all the ways Muscle Shoals, much as we could get into this space right here. It's about right here. Triangulation. Yep. Okay. Right. Everything right there is going to be flat. Everything. I'm looking this way. It's flat. You're over there 90 or 45 degrees away. The limitation of your vision is different because you're looking at a, I don't even know how would that work. If I'm out on the ocean, yeah, I guess you would have to be equidistant or whatever. Like, I don't know, however it works. But if you were to turn this sideways, right? Everything in the distance right here, this oil rig is, let's say 10 miles away. So now this is going to be 20 miles. This tree right here is 200 feet above the surface of the water, but it's cut off right now.
Yeah, I think is it to that point there. I watched this other video earlier. I think to that point there's 30 miles. So 200 feet. You shouldn't see that. 30
miles, right? But yeah,
you shouldn't see that.
Yeah, but in other conditions, right, we can't see it. And then in other conditions, we can see it. When we can see it, it's refraction. When we can't see it, it's not refraction. It's Earth curve.
Yeah.
Okay. But the only time that's ever possible is when we have this sinking. Because if you have a mirage, you can't say the limitation to the surface of the water in this instance where there's a mirage, that's Earth curve. That's not true, because the limitation of the water surface is created by the limit of the mirage, which is covering the rest of the distance that you can't see. So we can never see clearly. Like I wonder at what point I had a shoreline that was a mile away on the Chesapeake Bay, and I could look across and I could zoom into it. But looking at it with my naked eye, I couldn't see the shoreline. It was right there in front of me, but I couldn't see it, if you know what I mean, right? But that doesn't mean it's not directly in front of me. So then if you take that shoreline that's 1 mile away and I can zoom into it 1 mile away, and then I show you and I go, look, you see what a mile away shoreline looks like? You see what a mile away shoreline looks like? Turn that around 180 degrees. Let me show you what a 10 mile. Oh no, that's not the shoreline. How do you know that's the shoreline? Because that's fucking straight ahead. That's the shoreline. This is
what we're sorry, man. This spot where Paul goes, is that where does Bo go? Because Bo films these same
Yeah.
trips, doesn't he?
Bo is at Mesa Lane.
Oh, Bo's at Mesa Lane, is he? Right. Okay.
Yeah, so he's looking out orthographically to this.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, somewhere around here, it's called 1,000 Steps, I believe. I'm pretty sure it's Mesa Lane area. It might be around the bend here, maybe closer to the harbor, but I just don't have that recollection.
It's pretty crazy, actually. Like, you see the way that land is right there. That almost looks like the Mesa Lane bit of the land, and there's like a little nose section in that there. The way that goes up, that almost looks exactly like the piece of land that I film, where my houses are on top there as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's very similar looking.
Andrew, are you back?
Yeah, like
hey, we got 5 Smurf. No, scratch that. We have 4 Smurfs watching because I'm one of them. And we still have Bandsaw here. Thanks for being here, Bandy. And Jeeps and Spicy Smurf. What's going on, sister? Please, just like find 5 people. Just, I mean, if they don't show up, they don't show up. But I always want you to share the show. And just make sure you guys are encouraging each other, and whatever your conversation is in the chat, be nice, but you should be, because the people that I see in there right now, except for Agave, I'm not sure who you is. So what's been going on with you, man? What's
nothing too
what
crazy.
What have you been seeing?
No, it's been super windy here, so I haven't even bothered going out. Like, almost every day is like 20, 30k an hour winds, and I'm at a point where I've got so much footage that going out there and standing there and trying to get a lot more footage when the wind is so bad is just not really doing it for me. So I'll just wait for the next nice day and then just take a bunch of cameras out. But I've been pretty lazy. I've been trying to work on getting my diet a bit more on point and getting my exercise back on point again, just doing different things like that at the moment. Working on my garden outside, because I've started a full back to Eden style garden in the backyard. So I'm getting all that, had to get all that organized, got all the tomatoes, zucchinis, everything like that all going. Cucumbers, got everything out there now. Watermelons, rock melons. So I've just been busy doing that sort of thing. Haven't really got out there.
Yeah, you were buffering a little bit.
Oh, was I? Yeah, you froze there for a second too. So, but yeah, anyway, I've just been out in the garden and working on getting my diet back on point and getting my fitness back on point, because I've been pretty neglecting of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, nothing too exciting for me.
So if we go back over here and talk about this, right? So we're looking at. Just make sure this comes back up. If I'm doing my screen right.
Yeah, so he's right at that in-between point. He's probably, like the inferior mirage has disappeared, and he's in between that time of going from the inferior mirage to getting the more extended views. I'm still, like, he had his one earlier today. He's still talking about downward refraction. I'm still.
Who's this?
Up in arm, Paul. He had one earlier today.
Oh, another video?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm still not convinced about downward refraction as far as terrestrially. I don't really think we're seeing downward refraction. I think we're just seeing straighter for further.
Okay.
And then we get the,
yeah.
No matter what, I think we're always getting slight upward refraction. It's just sometimes it extends way further. And that's why we see further. As that extends more, we see more. We get it. I mean, who knows what direction the light's really traveling, but yeah, they need the light to be traveling in that downward arc to be able to see around their curve. And I don't think that's what's happening at all.
Yeah. All right, so let's see if we go back here. Andrew, are you back around, man?
No, his thing's gone.
Oh, is it? Oh, yeah,
His,
you're right.
his icon's gone. Yeah.
Yeah. So we have here standard atmosphere, which we all know is bullshit, right? Everybody knows that. This is all just bullshit. Okay, this has no meaning. As a matter of fact, I'm hopefully reeling in a Canadian physicist because he's interacting with me and I'm showing him shit and I'm saying stuff that I just think I don't give a shit anymore. And he said, how far away is that red roof house? Where are you? I'm like, how come I can see this if Andrew Thomas Young, and I said this, right? I'm like, my distance is the same as his in the standard atmosphere. And I had this beautiful shot of the shoreline. He was like, I've never seen a 10-kilometer shoreline look like that before. He's like, you should have had like incredible like refraction or whatever, but this is definitely not standard. I'm like, man, we got to keep talking. We got to keep talking about this. Like, I'm like, to me, if this is standard, then I should always never see the bottom of the red roof house because that's 16 feet. And that's where the pavilion would be. The pavilion is at 14 feet high. So I should only ever see the top of the pavilion. I always see the shore. When there's not a mirage, I always see the shore every fucking time.
I have the exact same thing, man. At 9.6 miles, whenever there's no mirage, I see the shore. But I'm at 20 feet. You're at about 5 feet, aren't you?
So yeah, and then he goes, and then check this out. He goes, your camera height, wouldn't you have to be standing in the water? I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, so, I mean, for me, it's without fail, 100% of the time that when the inferior mirage goes, I see to the shore at 9.6 miles. And from a 20-foot observer height, that shouldn't really ever happen. You're talking standard refraction, the horizon is meant to be just pretty much right on 6 miles away, or just very slightly over 6 miles, which means that no matter what, that distant shoreline should always be hidden.
Yeah.
But it's not. The moment the inferior mirage disappears, there's the shoreline at 9.6 miles away.
Yeah.
And if we can't see the shoreline, it's because there's a lot of, sort of more turbulence, heat haze, that kind of thing. But you know that you still are seeing the shoreline. It's just that when you get all that heat haze going on, then you get a lot more of that Rayleigh's criterion type thing happening.
Right.
And it all just blends into one.
Yep.
And the same thing for me at 14 miles away. I've got an area that's 14 miles away. And when the inferior mirage disappears, for me, I would say that the inferior mirage, when it disappears, the horizon is now about 11 miles away. And that's very consistent. Because once the inferior mirage disappears, the shoreline down at the area that I have, Hallett Cove, which is 12.6 miles away, that's still just slightly covered. So I'd say that for me, whenever that inferior mirage disappears, I have a horizon approximately between 10 and 11 miles away. And that's not anywhere near what these guys are talking. And that should be what you would call
check
standard.
This out, man. So check this out, right? Here's his diagram of what standard atmosphere produces, right? The standard atmosphere produces 1 arc minute difference between looming and the standard atmosphere. There's like barely any difference except for the space that they show you that becomes more visible, right? But think about what's happening here. You have a -1, you have a -2. I'm not a dummy, but 2's bigger than 1, right? So we're seeing more of the target. How is it that you're seeing farther over the surface here and seeing less of the target. Do you people know how to think? Okay, hold on just real quick, right? So right here, here's 10 kilometers, -1. Here's 10 kilometers, -2. Standard atmosphere is goddamn fucking close to looming. Okay? How far away are you looking? How are you measuring this? I'm sorry, Andrew Thomas Young, can you show me, like, how did you get this information? Where's your target? Oh, he says this. I just can't order the weather. You go out and take a picture. I can't do that. I'm like, no, but you can take pictures every goddamn day and figure out what you're looking at because you don't know what the fuck you're looking at. So here's looming. Let's scroll down to sinking. Sinking is -2. Huh. That's this. Standard atmosphere produces sinking. And sinking is just 1 arc minute different than looming. But in looming, you're seeing farther. If you were seeing farther, you'd see more. You numpties. There's
that diagram doesn't really work, does it?
Listen, the limitation, this is what this is. This line right here is right there. That's the limitation of this, which means that all of this distance you can't see except for the fact that you have this light getting to you. This light has a way to get all the way to your eye. That's what this diagram means. This diagram up here says you can't see anything because that's where it goes. See that?
Well, and that's where if you actually draw this on a flat surface and you use an upward bending light, it all makes way more sense. And, I mean, you've seen the videos where Heath Carmody has shown his model, and he gets them going up and down, and everything that he's doing is using an upward bending light. Just when you see further is because the light traveling straighter all the way to the shoreline. Now, does the light travel in straight lines? Does it travel in curved lines? I have no idea, really. No one's ever really done it apart from us looking at lasers. Lasers the only thing that we can even get some kind of idea of what's going on with light. But does a laser actually translate to how the actual physical light is working? I have no idea. It's just the next best thing that we have.
Well, I mean, I think the point that you and I've talked about and the argument that I've had with Andrew Thomas Young is I say what I see. I can do that. I can communicate with my language. This is what is happening out there. Ugh.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's phenomenological. We speak, excuse me, it looks as if the sun is going up, just like it looks as if the boat is going up. Mm-hmm. And so we speak in ways like we look in the picture, everybody, it's not really going up. I'm just speaking that way because that's what it looks like. But it's going farther away. So you have to learn how to say the sun is not rising, it's ingressing. It's coming toward me. And that it goes egressing away from. Not up, not down, away. But my point, go ahead.
No, I was going to say that makes total sense. And if you actually think about it, it's all opposites as well, because when you let's just say you're looking whatever direction it is, but you're looking obviously in front of you because that's where you look is in front of you, and the sun's coming up from behind you. Well, the sun is, as it's coming towards you, is going up, but in the opposite direction that you're looking at, everything that's going away from you is also going up. So it's like everything that's in front of you is going up, and everything that's behind you from in the sky level is also going up. On the ground level is going up, and then on the sky is going up. Can you get what I'm saying? Or is that a bit confusing?
I mean, it's abstract, but yeah, I'm following you, man.
Yeah, it's abstract, but yeah. I just think it's interesting the way that the entire world works and the way that our vision makes us see.
I
this entire.
I am absolutely so grateful for this experience, man. It's just transformed my existence.
Yeah, it's been a very fascinating journey because, for myself, when I went out there and looked, originally I went out because I had some not arguments, but typical Twitter troll stuff, and it was with Slice Barkane and a bunch of other globers. And I was like, well, I can see Kangaroo Island from where I am, which is 60 odd miles away, and I shouldn't be able to see that. Right. Well, when I went out and I looked a lot, what I thought was Kangaroo Island actually wasn't Kangaroo Island. It was another area. And everyone thinks that when they see this, we're seeing Kangaroo Island, but we're not. So then I had to sit back and think like, okay, all right, so that's not Kangaroo Island. But now when I'm looking at all these different points, what's going on? And if I can't see Kangaroo Island, why can't I see it? And then why do I see further on sometimes and why do I see less on other times? And then I started picking the whole, well, I've got my buoy here. When I can see further, I see the horizon many miles beyond these buoys. And when I don't see as far, I see the horizon in front of these buoys or just close to them. So then that just got me, clicking over and trying to think of like, well, what the hell's going on? It's got nothing to do with the curve because you can't have a horizon that's 3 miles away from me, blocking everything. And then another day, it's 15 miles away from me, and all that stuff that was blocked is now 100% seen.
Yeah, I know, man.
How has that got anything to do with the curve?
You know what? How many times I have had a fight with a baller who says that doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. And when I was an Uber driver and had conversations that would come up, and Flat Earth might come up every once in a while, I never had any of those guys say that doesn't make any sense. No one ever said that to me. And I didn't even have pictures. I was just talking to them.
Yeah, because they're not triggered in the same way. They're not like these people that we're having to deal with online who are just trying to argue almost for the sake of arguing just because you can't be right. Even though they've never gone out and done this themselves. They've never gone out and stood on a shore or stood on a jetty or stood anywhere for day in, day out for hours at a time and filmed this. They've just going by what they've seen in other pictures, they don't have that same experience. And that's not their fault. They haven't done it. But if you haven't done it, then don't try and tell someone who has done it what the hell is going on.
Come on, man. We got armchair scientists, man. They got Andrew Thomas Young to quote. Come on, man.
Well, the hilarious thing is that, you've done what I would have never done, the way that you've gone and conversed with Andrew Thomas Young, and you've got a lot of admissions from him that we would have never known this stuff if you hadn't have actually gone out there and emailed the guy. So that's honestly,
dude, you know what I mean? Listen, man, to be me and ask a PhD a question and have him insult me, Andrew Thomas Young, numerous times. And every time I came back to him with another account and so tried to come out because I didn't know if he was going to ban me or whatever. So I just kept changing my email address. Every time I got, every time I got to the point of saying to him, I don't have to goddamn speak trigonometry, he would say, well, then I just can't help you, man. And to have him afterwards in other conversations, when I say something that's not so specific, but I'm asking him questions about his model, how do you justify this? How do you justify this? How do you justify this? He would insult my intelligence.
Yeah, well, then
I have those emails.
He's just going straight to an ad hom then, isn't he?
He's what? Yeah.
He's going straight to an ad hom and he doesn't really have an answer for what you're saying. So he's going, well, you don't understand or you're dumb or whatever it is.
I know, right? Listen, man, think about this, dude. I did a couple of live streams from this one guy that was in the University of Milwaukee. And he back in the 80s, he had a program that he started where they would let people come in from the public and listen to lectures on science. and he had this really long lecture on his book. He has a book called Rainbows, Glories, and Halos and whatever. And he has a section in there on Mirage. And it just drove me nuts because I'm like, oh my God, this guy just does not know what he sees. He doesn't, I'm not going to say he doesn't know what he's talking about. He absolutely knows what he's talking about because he has a model and he believes it. So he knows what he's talking about. My point is he doesn't know what he's looking at.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And I got his email and I was just lathering him up. I'm like, I read your book and I saw this video and blah. You know what he said to me? Man, he didn't say man, but this is a bit. He's like, man, I've been out of that scene for 30 years, man. I probably can't contribute. I'm like, are you serious? Like, did you not love this? Like, can you imagine someone finding my shit 30 years from now, calling me up and saying, hey, can we talk about what's the ether band?
Yeah.
I'd be like, hey man, well, just leave me alone. You know, I just
how much time do you have? Yeah, you'd be more like, well, what do you want to see? I'd be the same. If someone asked me, I'd be like, well, what do you want to look at?
Because all I know is 30 years from now, I'm gonna know a whole fucking lot more than I do now.
Yeah, and looking at this thing that you have up on the screen with the standard atmosphere and that, and how you pointed out, well, yeah, now he's got the -1, and where it's -1, it's still on the same position technically in the diagram. So he hasn't drawn his diagram correctly, which is a little bit poor for a PhD and someone who is literally supposed to be one of the foremost world's experts in this. But when you can call him out and show him things and he can't explain that to you, but you can go, well, this is what's going on. And I could quite casually explain the same things to him as well. That's pretty poor. He has the ability to do the mathematics that we don't have. He can do all that stuff. That's perfectly cool. But what's going on in reality? What's actually happening when you're looking out there?
And that's the whole point of like, this isn't a one-man show. Like, I'm not going to be the guy that's going to be doing trigonometry. If you want to write those numbers in squiggly lines, like go ahead and do that. But then you better be able to fucking explain how what you're showing me on a page looks like what I'm seeing out in the distance. Because if I don't, it's like paint by numbers. You know what I mean? If you look at something that's not painted yet, but it's got the 5s everywhere and whatever, like maybe there are some savants that can actually visualize that picture being fully painted when it's not, but they can look at it and go, oh, boom, there it is. It's the Mona Lisa or whatever. Right. But so when I look at equations, I don't see the beauty of nature. I want to say, what does that equation look like? Can you show me? And all the globe flake science warriors go, they can't show you anything. They can only parrot what Andrew Thomas Young has disavowed. And if you want me to, if you out there, somebody trolling me, if you want me to show you that shit, you're going to pay me a lot of money.
Yeah, it's no different than they think their get out of jail free card is like, oh, well, show me a clear horizon. Like, what are you talking about? Show you a clear horizon?
You have no idea. Oh, no. I can show you a clear horizon at half a mile, at a mile. I mean, I've gone down, where I was telling you before on the Chesapeake Bay. I shoot past that pier, that it's a boardwalk. It's an extended boardwalk where the fishermen go and lovers go and kiss and all that kind of stuff. But I can zoom a mile away, and if I pan to the right, guess what happens? That shoreline just goes farther and farther away, and it continues to change, and it never looks the same because all of a sudden it just looks like a smudge.
Yeah, and then you have now obviously the information that I've brought out about the two sides of perspective on either side of the horizon, and it just explains it perfectly. If someone wants to come up with a better explanation for what's going on, by all means, go ahead. And I'm not in any way I'm saying this as humbly as I possibly can say, but I think that what I've shown there describes and shows exactly what is going on. And actually, if we look at the diagram that's actually on screen right now, the only way, so when Jesse and when everyone else tries to get this idea of the perspective and the horizon and all this apparent visual rise, what they will do is they will start the boat at number 2, at the little -2, where the line is, where the line goes all the way down to little -2. They start the boat at the base there, and then they go up and they show you the boat coming up a ball, and it's like, no, bro, you got to start your little boat on top of the ball. You don't see the boat go up the ball. You got to stay on top. So the way that they get perspective looking and the visual, the apparent visual rise of the horizon is to start it underneath the ball, like at low down on it, like as if we're looking at that number 2 there, orthographically. They need to start it down low. That's the only way they can replicate seeing a visual rise in the horizon.
What I find hilarious is that he doesn't even arc it away. You know what I mean? He keeps it straight up and down, which is part of our point.
Yeah.
You know, that if you're looking at something miles and miles away, it's arcing away from you. I don't care if you think it's like two arc minutes of a difference, like you can't see it. That's not the point. The point is it doesn't look like you think that it should, right? I mean, that's like after I woke up from my slumber and became a flat earther and I was trucking across the interstates, I was looking at everything in perspective after that. Everything made sense to me after that. I was looking at everything in perspective and going, oh my God, this is the way the world should look. And it looks not flat. It doesn't look flat, right? There's trees. There's trees, there's mountains, there's valleys.
Yeah, it's not some perfectly flat, level ground.
You know, you have to, at some point, if you're going to be diagramming yourself and talking about optics, maybe for instance, if you were going to diagram, if you were going to diagram yourself orthographically looking at a tree that's like 50 yards away, there's going to be no curvature, right? All right, hold on. Let me try to think about what I was going to say. It was a good thought. I'm looking. I lost my train of thought.
You're talking about when you were trucking, you're driving.
I was looking at everything in perspective. I was looking at everything made sense. Everything just made sense. So you're looking at it. It's the way it's supposed to look. I can't remember what I was going to say, but no worries.
That's all good. But yeah, you know, like so, and at the end of the day, when you're looking out, that horizon is rising to wherever you are, because you can't see further than wherever your eye level is. That's just impossible. So the horizon appears to rise with you. Whether it goes right to your eye level, whether it goes slightly above or slightly below, is just irrelevant. But you can't see beyond the horizon because that's literally where your eyes are. You could go out and you could put a wall right in front of you so that the wall is right at your eye level, and now get something to move away from you, and that thing will disappear in the distance. You will see it start to disappear from the bottom up, because that wall, even if that thing started at where the level of the wall was, as it moves away from you, that wall is now going to block everything in the distance, and that's your horizon. Even if that thing goes dead straight, it doesn't drop down, it just goes dead straight, it will start to disappear. It has nothing to do with the curve. Even, let's just say, even if the Earth is curved, the horizon itself is an effect of refraction. At no point, because I mean, how do we explain, like, okay, I've got a 2-mile horizon from this height, that one's refraction. At the point where it's 5.5 miles, that one's not refraction, that one's Earth curve. But now that it's 8 miles away, oh, that's refraction again. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? That's ridiculous.
Hey, man, just hold on real quick. You break. Yeah, you.
Yeah, I was breaking up because obviously you're breaking up for me now. Yeah, sorry about that. Oh, and you dropped off? Did you drop yourself? Because I still see you mucking around. Yeah, you goofed up. You're going to drop the whole stream? Or is there a way you can just add yourself back? We see the franticism, fantastic. Oh, well, it's just me. So somewhere, somehow, he's got rid of himself. He's back. Are you back? Can anyone else out there hear me still? Apparently it's my show now. But yeah, so when we're looking out into the distance and we see the horizon, we're not looking at an Earth curve. We're looking at refraction. At all times, you're looking at refraction. So they can claim that it's Earth curve, but it's just a claim. They have to then go to other things. Oh, well, now we see pictures from space. We see from the ISS, all these different things that they're going to go into. But from just basic, share my screen, you reckon? All right, hold on a second. Let's have a look. Let's see what I can. Okay, I've been added back. Sorry about that. I dropped myself off from the thing, and rather than screen sharing, I left the thing. Okay, screen share. Let's have a look here. Where's the thing that says entire screen? What are you doing? Right. Entire screen. Share. All right. Well, I don't really know what I'm going to show because I wasn't prepared, but let's get out of here. Let's go into... Let's go have a look at something over here. Just basically we'll go through one of my presentations. Oh no, this is a different one. All right, so actually let's look at this. I haven't shown this before. So here we have a boat. And this boat here, this ship here, is the same as this ship here. So I've just basically put this ship here in front. Now, what we're looking at here, when we see this, is exactly this. The people that are on the opposite side of this horizon are just seeing this. So when we've had people in the past say, what are you trying to say? That this boat here, so if I just get rid of that, that this boat here looks like this. Is that what we're seeing? Yeah, that's exactly what we're seeing. And so then as this comes closer to you, it begins to rise up over the horizon. But it's not really rising up over anything. We're just looking from either side of the horizon. So someone from the opposite side of the horizon is just seeing the exact same thing, but from the opposite side. And that's all we're seeing. It doesn't need to be any fancier than that. This is a very simple concept. We just see that boat come up and over. Oh yeah, just me mucking around. So this is globe earth logic, all right? So, you know, what the fuck is happening right now? This land back here, it's sinking. This is what they believe, you know? But What about this dude? He's below here as well. So what has he got? Has he got a tidal wave coming at him? Is he having to get out of there because this massive tidal wave's coming at him? Because that's the same logic. If this is sinking, then this guy's got a massive wall of water coming towards him. And that's ridiculous. This is when I going into, this was Travis's work, showing both of these two here. This is the same boat. And we see that this boat appears to be below the guy's horizon, who's on the opposite side of the horizon as Travis. And this is what Travis was seeing. They're both basically seeing a boat below the horizon, but it's not physically below anything, because this point is 0, this point is 0, and this point all the way down here is also 0. This rise only exists visually. Every point along here is 0. Every point along here is 0, and this is still 0. That boat is still sitting on 0. There's no difference between it. It's all the same thing. And I'm not too sure. So here we're just basically, I guess I've just done this, where we're seeing this boat here looking like that. And now when we see this, we're seeing this boat here appear to be below the horizon, right? This is something that, when you look there, that is something that I put there, and I'm gathering I put extra water there maybe, or I just cut that boat in half, but either way. So now when we see this, because this jetty here, anyone who knows or have seen any of my presentations before, this is the area I was just talking about a moment ago, where we see all the way to the shoreline when there's no inferior mirage. There is a very, very tiny inferior mirage, which is harder to see at this point, because when you have waves, sometimes the inferior mirage is much harder to see. This buoy here, which, can I do that? Oh, yeah, we go. So this buoy right here that we can see here, and we see this water line behind here, we see this is now dropped down. This is 5.5 miles away, 3.5 miles away, 3.7 miles away. And this water line, horizon line here, is probably at most 4 miles away. So now we're seeing all of this disappear. Now I don't know what my next slide is here. Okay, right, so this is where I set this up for this. And on a completely different day, when all of a sudden we see all the way across, we would see this like this on one day, and we'd be going, well, there you go, Earth curve. Thanks for coming. We just proved that the Earth is round, and here's the curve. But this is only a 4-mile horizon from a 20-foot observer height. And then we just look from the exact same spot, and now this all disappears, and we see the shoreline down here. And we see the shore all the way down here, to the point where now this spot here at 5.5 miles away is below the waterline, doing exactly what perspective does. Everything closer to you appears to be lower than everything in the distance. And these jetty pylons are higher than this. These are 8 miles away, and we still see a tiny little bit of blue just above the pylon there, just above the leg of the jetty. Hold on. I got to get out of here for a second. Hey, how are you, man? Yeah, I can hear you. I'm not sure if anyone on the stream can hear you, but you roboted for a second. Oh, I kind of heard a check then. Yep, you're back. I think I lost you again. I got you then. Yep, that sounds. You have an echo? Oh, maybe because of the stream still? No, that's all. Can anyone hear you on the stream? Is there anyone still watching? Can you hear Travis on the stream? Oh. Okay, can you hear me? Okay, it could be because we're doing it on here and then I'm also on the stream. But the stream's turned down for me. I don't have the stream turned up. You accidentally kicked yourself out of the stream and then what, you can't get back into it now? That's hilarious. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, like in that that little dark brown line you see, that is that's seaweed right on the shore. So anyone who's watching in the stream, can you hear just me, or can you hear two people talking, or just one person talking? Because if all they can hear is one person talking, it's going to sound weird. Yeah, and am I echoing? I can't read the name, but Scam Sacred, is it? I can't read it because I don't have glasses on. But Sacred, oh, Sacramento. Okay, yep. So Sacramento's there. They only say I hear someone, so I'm gathering that all they can hear is me. So if on the stream where everyone can hear is only me, then that's going to sound weird. It's just me talking to myself. Yeah, well, one of the people watching is probably me because I've still got the stream up as well. Yeah, I can see your camera there now. So if I've got you up, then everyone can see you. It's just a matter of whether or not they can hear you. I wonder if I could do this. I don't know how it's going to sound though. If I go to sound and then put it'll be the output, wouldn't it? Output to my Mac Studio. Oh, you disappeared. So can you talk?
To you, but also.
Oh, well, that. Yeah, no, that just went weird. I don't know what happened there. But it was still coming through my speakers. So Sacramento says, if this was played a couple of hours ago, but you can see my comment. That's kind of weird. No, it's still live. Yeah, it's funny, man. You might just have to drop off and then shut the whole thing and then restart.